In this video, I'm going to take the shortest time possible to show you how to create access database, tables, input screens from scratch, output screens, and perform calculations involving subtotals in a report. Welcome once again, I'm Robert, and in order to carry out this process effectively, we are going to use KCSE 2022 Computer Studies Practical Paper as our guide. So we are going to start by creating a database file by name Kahaya using Microsoft Access. So back to my folder, I'll right click and select new Microsoft Access database and type the name Kahaya. Now after opening, so the second thing is to create tables or to design the tables, that is customers, drivers, vehicles and expenses inside the database which we have created. And here we can see the 4 tables, and we have been given field name, data type and field properties. And now it means in this video I'm going to show you how to create field names, how to set the data types and also the field properties. And this is how you do it. Let us start with customers. So go to create table design and type the field name here like customer ID. So once you type customer ID, you will be required to set the data type, that is short text, and size is 4. This is where you set it. Again, you type customer name, short text, and the number is 20. So customer name, short text, and field size is 25. Then click customer ID and set it as primary key, and then you save as customers. Then click OK. That's how you create the table. So I'm going to follow the same create the other tables, that is driver table, vehicles and expenses table. Do you have any question concerning table creation and design? Let me know through the comment section. Expenses table is a bit different from the others, for it contains fields from the other table like vehicle ID, customer ID, driver ID, and this means we are going to set the data type as lookup, whereby for example if we type vehicle ID, so under the data type I'm going to select a lookup wizard, and this wizard will direct me to select the table vehicle, and hence I am going to pick the field belonging to vehicle, add them here. I can choose to sort or ignore, hide or not hide, any can work. Then next, take note I'm enabling integrity. We shall discuss about it later. Now I'm gonna save my table, but I can't save a table without a primary field, therefore I'll create one for now. In case of any modification, we shall delete it and add the right one. So the other one is customer ID. Again I'm going to look up from customers table, lookup wizard. You can see here it is already 6, just the way it is required. Field size of customer ID will be automatically 4 after I look up from the customers table. Add all of them. Next, then enable that integrity and finish. Yes. expenses. Yes, you can see it has become 4. Likewise for the driver ID, again I'm going to do again the lookup, and after doing the full process of Lookup Wizard, the field property of driver ID will be automatically 4 drivers. You can confirm here, then hide or unhide, next, yes, enable, finish. It is already 4, you can see. Now for the expenses in card, I'm going to set the data type to be currency. This one word, but I'll correct later. Should be currency, and the type is fixed. It is fixed, the field property of that. Therefore click here and select fixed. The same process will apply in expenses in card, expense desk, description, date, travel, and distance covered. We have already assigned primary keys for all the tables, and also we created relationship. Now, as far as the primary keys are concerned, we can see that in our customers table, the primary field is customer ID. For drivers, the primary field is driver ID. For expenses, the primary field is ID. And for the vehicles, the primary ID is vehicle ID. So we close all of them. Now I'm going to open the relationships, create appropriate relationship among the tables. Go to notes here, vehicle, yeah, this is where you can get it them, and you can see that the relationships have been already created, and this happened when we were doing the lookup process, Lookup Wizard. It automatically creates relationship between tables in Access. So once you do this lookup, you don't need to create another relationship. So more about relationship, you can right click the links and modify them, edit relationship. You can even delete through this part. Likewise, right click, you can delete or edit and update it. Yeah, then after that you can click close and save. Now, which is the next step? It is to create a form named expenses form, and that would be used to enter data in expenses table and perform the following. The form: modify the title to be expense entry, bold the title and italicize the fields. So the easiest method is to use a wizard, that is form wizard, and these are the steps followed. Select the table, it is expense, add all of the fields, next, type the field name, the form name, which is expense table, this expenses form, and then finish. You can modify here. We modify so that we may change the heading. It should be expense entry. And once you're done, now you can open the form in. Can open the form in form view. These are the toggle buttons we use to check. But now I also want to teach you how to design the form from the scratch, so I'm going to delete this one and design another form from scratch. So create a form design. Mine is plain, maybe yours has got grids. This is how you alternate between the grids or plain one. I prefer using this one. Now get a control known as label and type the name, which is expense entry. So once you're done, you can now click it to select, go to format. Clicking format will direct you to font formatting features. I'll choose Arial Black, font size 20 can do, and center align it. That is the heading, and align it. So the other thing is I'm supposed to add the fields. So go to form design, then add existing fields, select the expenses. Now double click each of them, all of them, double click all of them, and they will align themselves vertically here. So once you're done with them, you can select all of them, hold in shift and then click one by one, so that you may format them or edit them as a group the way I have done. Can also add some buttons to help in control in navigation of the form, like this one will be used to save or submit. I'll call it submit record. Then after that, I'll also create another button, and the button will be used to add new record, just the way I've done. These are the other control tools. Now I'm going to use this button for add new record. Yes, should be new record. Then next, finish. So I can select the two of them and then go to, okay, I can change the width, be like that. Then format, change shape. I can choose my desired shape. I can also pick another style here, whichever style I feel like choosing. And for fonts, I will choose Arial Black, and okay, you cannot center line. So this is how you design a form from scratch. You can also modify the labels like ID, vehicle, whatever, all of them. Select all of them, Arial, and they will become very large. So if I right click and position on the size and choose to fit, then this is what will happen. So I need to relocate these boxes, so select all of them together. If I'll try to move, they'll move even with their labels, so I will just resize them this way. That's how you do it. Then layout, now align them toward left. Anything else, size should be to the tallest. You can choose any of them. Those are other measurements you can choose here, like special effects, and there are a lot of them you can apply. Now, so after that, I can minimize the form to be a small one. And now after that, what else? Form design, properties, pop-up. Okay, without pop-up, this is how it will look like, but if I'll apply pop-up effect, this is how the form will look like. Yeah, and I prefer using this one. Now this one, I can save this one and give it the required name, expenses form. Control S, expenses form. Now after that, we are supposed to modify this form by italicizing the fields, and yeah, this is how you do it. And then you save it and close it. Upon completion of that, we are supposed to enter data in a table, that is customer, drivers and vehicles table. And this is how we are going to do it. Open the customers in table view and type the customer ID C001. And who is C001? This person is Rose, C002, and so on until we are done with the drivers and vehicles. So the remaining table is expense table, and we are also going to feed data just the way we have feed data through the others. You can choose to type the data direct to the table or use a form to feed the data. All of them will work, and I will demonstrate all of them starting with direct data entry. From our guide, we have seen that the ID is not among the fields in the table expense, so we can remove it and assign this primary key to a field whereby there is no repetition, and in our case it is distance covered. Now for this case, now we can start typing direct, and you can see the text is auto-completing itself simply because we did lookup. So this is how you feed the data direct. I'll also demonstrate how to use a form to feed data in a table. Now I am opening the form to enter the data. Now I'm supposed to enter the ID. This is because I deleted the field ID. So let me go back to design and remove ID field, delete, then realign the others, select all of them and press the arrow keys to move them upward, and then the process will continue just as normal. Now we can start feeding data. Now we are in the third person, the third one. Just select the person here, direct, vehicle ID, click it, customer ID, you just select the customer here, drive ID, select, type the amount. I prefer using the tab key when moving from one field to another. That is a shock, date travel, can type it 7/10/2020. Depending on the calendar setting, the dates will rearrange themselves, then submit new. Repeat the process until you are done with feeding the data in the table. So all tables are fully fed with data. The next thing is to create a query, and now you need a query showing the charges. Charges are calculated as distance times 15 plus expense incurred. So I'm going to show you how to add this formula in a query so that it may give you result. Under create tab, go to query wizard, query design, and add all the tables. And in our case, we need the customer name, so find where there is customer name and double click it. We need the customers, we need the driver name, expense incurred, distance covered, so double click customer name, driver name. We have expenses. What is next? Is it expenses incurred? Yes, and expense. Then double click the other one, which is expense incurred. Then after that, we need another field called charges. Go to builder and type the formula, field name charges full colon to separate it from the formula, and then we check which fields are being used. So it is the table.field name times 15 plus table.field name. So expenses.distance covered, remove the expression, remove it, so it is expenses.distance covered, then times 15 plus expenses table dot expenses incurred, expenses table dot expenses incurred, then click OK. That is the full formula. Run the query. Here are the results. Under this section, I'll guide you on report creation. First, using report design. The other one is using Wizard. So Wizard is the easiest, and so I'm going to start using it. So go to Report Wizard, add the required fields. You can get them from customers. Check the name only. From drivers, take the name only. And from the the other table. So the other table is expenses. You get the expense description and also the expense in card. Then next. Then summary options. Remember, we need subtotals. Just click total and then you are done. Next, and then the report should be v-report, and then click OK, save. So you can see the report. This is our report, and the report has got a subtotal which is 15,000. Now let me demonstrate creation of report from scratch. Therefore, we'll go to report design, and here we can set the grills or just remove them. I don't like using the grills. So insert a label control, and type the report title here. In our case, it is v-report. Okay, so v-report. Then after that, we can format it and apply Arial black, centered 20. So after that, click report design to add. Okay, you can minimize the header section, the size, yes, like that. Now go to report design and then click add existing fields and add the required field, that is customer name. We need also the drivers. Adding drivers, there is an error because there is no relationship between customers and drivers. Therefore, let us first add the fields from a table which has got the relationship, and this is expense table. So you can see customer and drivers are not related at all, but customer and expenses are related. So let us add the fields from expenses. Here we need expense description. Can take it downward like that. We also need expense in card. Now if we add the driver's details, it will not be problematic. Here you can see it. So using drag and drop operation, we are going to rearrange the fields to appear like the ones stated in our guide paper. Once we are done with designing our report, we need to find the subtotal of all of these people here. So you have to click group and sort, then add a group under expenses in card, and then click, just go to more, and then totals of expenses in card, and here we need the sum to show the grand total, and then you're done with that. So let us see where the grand total will appear. The grand total will appear just here. You can open the report in report view, and you will see that the grand total is 15,000. That is after adding all of them. You can see here. Now I want to add a label for the grand total. So let me insert another label here and type grand total. Grand total, and apply some little formatting. Format, maybe font size. Okay, font should be Arial black. Maybe if I do size to fit will work. Likewise, I can also format this one to bold it. Arial black, bold it, and size to fit. Then open in the report view, and you shall be able to see the total, grand total 15,000. So that is how you calculate the grand totals in any given report. So that was the last question. To add on, maybe I'll show you on how to print these tables, how to print the reports, how to print the queries, etc. And that is the last question now. 4 tables, we charges and we report. Print them all. So to print the table, just open the required table and go to File, Print. Print preview can work. Then select the printer. This is how you want. Select the printer. Under properties, you can choose either. Okay, under the print name, you can choose the printer. Under the properties, you can decide whether you want to print both sides, or you want to print on one side of a page. You can put no or yes, and then after that, okay. The same should apply in queries and forms and even in reports. Otherwise, if you find this video educative, please subscribe, like and share to reach a wider audience. Subscribing will enable you to be notified when I upload another video in this channel. Share your thoughts in the comment section, or even suggest a video which you might want me to upload next. To get the PDF used as the guide in this video, just find the link under the video's description. Goodbye.